Life is enriching, and there's a lot of it to live in different places. None of us at Termino live in the place we're from, and though we love to go home, we also love to leave, because leaving one place means going to another, and there are many more anothers I plan to explore. Moving your life for love, for a job, for family, for food, or for the fucking weather, it doesn't matter. To delve into what's on the other side of that invisible door you step through when you change your surroundings builds who you are. But there are these lines that exist, these little strings that tie you to where you are and pull you back from stepping through that door into a new lifestyle. And we want to cut as many of those strings as we can, starting with this one. The traditional fitted kitchen. A kitchen, of course, fitted to the space, so once it's there, and you can't do much to change it. And that's not even to mention the cost. They're expensive. It's truly an investment. And once you make it, you don't just want to abandon it. So it creates one of these strings, tying you to that house, tying you to that apartment, tying you to that city. So we're cutting that string, and we're doing it with the Termino Kitchen, a lightweight, modular system that can move with you wherever you go. Because it doesn't take professionals weeks to install, but it can be installed and deinstalled by you in less than a couple of hours. And it's also a kitchen that isn't locked into a single configuration, but can adapt fluidly to your evolving needs. It can move around or grow or shrink in response to your lifestyle. But of course, with this unique design that allows for truly lifelong use, it demands lifelong quality. And so the materials we chose embody exactly that. But we'll get into that a little later. This is the idea though. We are a human-centered design brand, a project of investigation, looking into our modern lifestyles, identifying the problems, and then solving them with good design. This is Termino. The story of how we came together begins, of course, with our founder, Elson Lin. As someone who had spent years moving around different cities for work, Elson was all too familiar with the burden of transporting or buying different furniture at each of the places he lived. And this was particularly frustrating when it came to the question of the kitchen, a fixture of our interior worlds which, unless you plan to live in your space for a very long time, is something I would argue is not really feasible to change. And since Elson's pandemic hobby was furniture design, the idea for Termino formed itself rather organically. It formed itself as a solution to the problem Elson was encountering. The problem of wanting his meticulously curated interior space to travel with him fluidly as he moved his life elsewhere, but this reality simply did not extend to the kitchen. So his answer? A simple system of modules, a system that can be extended infinitely or reconfigured painlessly. And so was birthed the Termino Modular Kitchen System, a versatile 14-module collection which allows for countless configuration options, allowing you to be the designer and redesigner of your own kitchen universe. The modules themselves are crafted from recycled 6 Series aluminium, 304L stainless steel, and European oak, an array of materials we chose not just because of their quality in the sense of durability and strength, but also because of their visual qualities. They exude this kind of minimalist, refined elegance that unlocks a timelessness in their appearance. Because in our research, it became abundantly clear that the lifespans of kitchens, and by extension furniture, are not always ended by a failure in their material quality or function, but quite often it's a simple reality of aesthetics. Bold choices can't be in vogue forever, and so in our design story, a subtle, timeless aesthetic became essential. The modules themselves vary in weight, from 20 to 25 kilograms, so they are lightweight enough to install or deinstall without the support of professionals, whilst being heavy enough to maintain structural integrity. And it's this lightweight quality that unlocks the freedom of movement that really excites us. In the one sense, on a domestic level, with being able to reconfigure the system as per your evolving needs, but also on a broader geographic life freedom level. Because what is a home, really, but a collection of abstract notions. Not the walls and windows that enclose the space, but the feelings and processes that occur within it. Relaxation, nourishment, connection with loved ones. These ideas are what I believe embodies one's feeling of home, and it's the kitchen which we believe embodies these feelings. So why shouldn't we be able to carry this with us when we move? This is the question we are answering with Termino. Circularity. This is an essential part of our mission. Our belief is that without a circular economy, there is no possibility of a sustainable future. And so with Termino, it's easy to repair or resell the modular system in part or in whole. If something goes wrong, for instance, we can offer the necessary replacement parts, and if you were to break our hearts and decide to sell your system, unlike a fitted kitchen, which would be ripped out with its materials destroyed and discarded, the essentially ready-made nature of the Termino modules means they can easily be listed and sold on marketplaces or through resellers, meaning that your investment is, at least in part, able to be recouped. At Termino, our vision is to reshape your concept of home, creating a living space that moves with you, a mission underpinned by our commitment to a sustainable and circular economy. But this is not a kitchen. This is Termino.